That's not how you become a man.
It isn't?
No, but I will pull your tooth. How do you become a man? Been asking myself that question for over 30
Never
years.
seen that one on there before. Didn't know that was gonna happen.
I used to hate that I was gonna grab your tooth. Yeah, me neither. I wish I didn't do it.
Oh, you actually came in contact with it?
I did. I actually touched it. I got to make a mental note to wash myself in the hand area. I used to hate when I had the loose teeth, man. My teeth would be hanging on by a thread before I'd pull those puppies out. I feared it. Is that a surprise to you? Don't answer that.
What was your technique? Tie it to a door?
Let it fall out. Like, I was so scared.
You never did anything preemptively.
My technique was let the tooth push it, the adult tooth push out the baby tooth.
I didn't like getting them out, manually. But
my Aunt Vicky I would go over there and say, "Have you lost that tooth yet?" And I'd say no, and she would say, "Come over here, give me a Kleenex." She'd take a Kleenex.
yeah, I gotta get a good grip on it.
Get a good grip on that thing and pull it out. And it would, I was a very skittish child.
Really?
I feared having my toenails cut. I wouldn't cut my own toenails as a young child.
How young are we talking about?
It's one of my first memories is being held down by my stepfather so that my mom could cut my toenails. I'm talking like 4 years old. Like screaming.
I think I bit him.
Ugh, that's
I
gross.
was flexible as a child.
We went to Niagara Falls recently in conjunction with our trip to the Buffer Festival, which shout out to all of you mythical beasts who were there that we got to meet. Sorry for those of you who couldn't make it, but we can't all be everywhere at once, and I'm sure you were doing great things.
Some people can.
That had nothing to do with us. And we knew that we needed to go to the falls, having come that close to it, but not go would be a disaster.
It's because it's like
travesty.
It's one of the wonders of the world.
Is it really?
Isn't it?
Is it technically?
The Niagara Falls is one
of the 7 wonders of the world? I don't think so.
It isn't?
Yeah, you're talking like the pyramids and the 6 other things?
Maybe Victoria Falls is in Africa. Oh, here's what I will say about it. Absolutely amazing. If you haven't been, you should go if you have the opportunity. It's not disappointing. You should go on the Canadian side.
That's the side we went on.
Is it one of the wonders of the world?
She'll let us know once she finds out.
But I will say, it is smaller than I anticipated. Is it overwhelming? 100%. Is it absolutely amazing? 100%. Is it a little bit smaller than you might have thought? I think so.
You mean smaller in that it was shorter than you thought?
It's like
it's 200 feet. It's a 200-foot fall. You thought it
maybe 150, 175 or
I think it's 187 feet. I read the placard.
When you are standing there, because when you go to something like the Grand Canyon, your reaction is, this is amazing.
Huge.
This is huge. This is mind-blowingly big. And you kind of expect, or at least I did, when you go to Niagara Falls, it's going to be like the Grand Canyon with water. Not quite that, not that big, but it's like I don't know. I could hit a golf ball across it.
Well, it's a river. I didn't.
You know what I mean?
I think when we did our Niagara Falls episode where we talked about people going over the falls and we played the game, I had done some research on it, so I think I had more perspective having kind of done that research on the size of it. So I didn't have that reaction.
I didn't think we were going to look across and like be able to see a person standing on the other side, like on the American side, and like clearly tell what they had on. Like I thought it was going to be like massive. Still incredible.
Well, that being said, yeah, I was super impressed by the spectacle of it, but also by the surroundings of it. I mean, the park land all along the river there, they did a good job of kind of keeping the real touristy stuff like a couple of
blocks.
A couple of blocks away.
But it's very touristy.
Once you get off, once you get on the street,
very
there.
touristy.
Have any of you guys
up the
been?
Hill.
Yes.
You've been?
On the American.
From the American side, we didn't go to that side, but it doesn't seem like you could get a decent view of anything.
Well, if you get on the Goat Island, you could. But I don't know how easily you can get on that.
Right, but then
But if
there's
you're all the way on the far side.
the Bridalveil Falls, you're right beside the falls. You can never get a full look at it, but you can basically put on a poncho and like have it almost like bombard you.
The Americans definitely got the short end of the stick when it comes to the falls. I mean, it's just like a big waterfall that hits some rocks. It's still pretty amazing. Like if you were walking through the woods and you came up on it, you'd be like, hold on, I gotta call somebody.
But we went on the Canadian version of the Maiden of the Mist, which was called the Hornblower.
The hornblower.
Which is just a big boat. You wear a poncho.
They never blew any horns.
Yeah, they didn't blow a horn.
They didn't blow a horn.
They drive you up into the Horseshoe Falls, and then you get blasted with the mist, and then you come back out. We went in the tunnel behind the falls, and there's like 2 mini tunnels that come off of that go right, I'd say about 10 foot from the edge of the falls. So like the falls are coming over in front of you. Pretty awesome.
Yeah,
You're yawning at me, but it's awesome.
I think I was actually on the Canadian side now that I think.
Did you go behind the falls and look through the portals? You do that?
I've done both. So I've seen it from the American side and the Canadian side.
And?
Canadian side's way better.
Canadian side is amazing.
So I would highly recommend it. And our wives were there, and
They were.
and they threatened to throw us over if we didn't mind them. If you don't mind me, boy, I'm gonna throw you over that falls. That's how my wife talks to me.
My wife doesn't talk to me that way. We bought some.
Well, not when I'm around. She don't want to
We bought
embarrass
some
you.
memorabilia for our children. I bought some wolf tails for my kids. I don't know why when you think Niagara Falls, you think wolf tails.
I bought a chocolate bar that said Niagara Falls on it.
Oh, you got a Reese's
Bar.
A Reese's bar. They sell a Reese's bar, like a Reese's peanut butter cup bar.
I didn't know that existed.
Canada. Did you
I
know
haven't
about
eaten
this?
it. I haven't eaten it
They
yet.
don't have that in the U.S.
I'm still waiting for the perfect moment to eat it
When you get hungry?
when I get hungry.
When I get hungry.
I haven't been hungry for like weeks or days or however long it's been. I don't even know.
And we gave a
anymore.
lady, you may have seen on my Instagram, there's a lady asked us for a ride. We were walking back to the car because we let our wives stay in the store to spend money. And then when it was really cold, we decided that we would just walk back to the car. It's like a 1.5 mile walk to get back to where we parked. We get to our car, this long parking lot. We open the door, and a lady's like, "Excuse me, can I get a ride?" We're like, okay. And then she gets in the car with us, and we drive about 100 yards to the edge of the parking lot. And she's like, okay.
You know what? We're getting a phone call, so
I'm
we
good.
have to go.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you should go to the falls, and we're going to take this call.
That's abrupt.